Human emotions are a complex and fascinating realm, where reason and feeling intersect, sometimes harmoniously, but often in contradiction. While we tend to view the human mind as an orderly system, it often faces internal dilemmas and conflicts that can be difficult to understand. In this context, understanding how our brain works and how we feel can be a far more complicated process than we initially realize. In a certain sense, humans are divided right down the middle, separated by the contradictions inherent in our own minds. On one side, our brain operates on reason and logic, while on the other, it is driven by emotions and feelings. Both sides work toward their own ends, and in certain situations, they can collaborate in harmony. However, what becomes truly interesting, and often problematic, is when these two sides fail to collaborate. When reason and emotion do not meet in common ground, we, as the experiencers of our own minds, can find ourselves confused and misunderstood. When these two sides work together, the logical side helps make sense of our emotions, while the emotional side deepens and gives meaning to our rational thoughts. This balance can lead to clarity and understanding. Yet, there are times when it seems there is no bridge between these two aspects of our being. One clear example of this dissonance occurs when emotions become so complex and layered that they defy logical explanation. This happens when we experience conflicts between opposing emotions, leading to a deep sense of confusion and alienation from ourselves. As strange as it may sound, it is entirely possible to feel two deeply contradictory emotions at the same time. For instance, you might feel anger toward someone who has wronged you, but at the same time, sadness for the fact that they see you that way. You might feel excitement about a career opportunity, yet also fear it. You may experience joy from a beautiful memory, but also sorrow for the fact that it has ended or will soon end. Or you might love someone for being perfect for you, while simultaneously hating them for not loving you back. These combinations of feelings create a unique emotional state, different from any of the individual emotions themselves. It's like tasting a sauce that is both sweet and sour. Even though there are sweet and sour elements, the overall flavor is neither sweet nor sour, but a distinct blend of both. What's more, sometimes the mixture of emotions doesn't resolve into a clear-cut feeling, but rather creates a whirlwind of conflicting pushes and pulls, a sense of being torn in multiple directions. This can lead to a profound sense of numbness or confusion, of being overwhelmed for no clear reason. The feeling of being lost, hopeless, or stressed without a tangible cause is real. From a logical standpoint, how is it possible to feel opposing emotions simultaneously? The simple answer is that we do. Life and our emotional experience of it are not always black and white, and they're not always logically decipherable. There are countless shades of emotional gray, some that our logical minds can perceive and others that they cannot. When we cannot understand or define a feeling, it is natural to feel confused. This confusion can make decision-making, self-understanding, and even feeling normal difficult. However, we must accept that, despite its complexity, our brain does not yet fully understand itself, and by extension, neither do we. As we continue to evolve and learn more about ourselves as a species, we may one day better understand these emotional gray areas and be able to define more clearly what we feel, why we feel these things, and how to manage them better. Until then, we must accept that there are aspects of ourselves that cannot be fully controlled or understood. Sometimes, we will feel overwhelmed, confused, or caught in a mix of emotions that seem irrational or without clear meaning. And that's okay. We shouldn't allow ourselves to feel abnormal or isolated because of this. Instead of being discouraged by this blend of emotions that doesn't have an immediate logical explanation, we should remind ourselves that some things simply cannot be rationalized. We can allow our logical side to understand that not everything we experience can be explained by reason.